In this lesson, I want to introduce a new exponent property called the power of powers property. Okay, um, so there are so many properties. By the end of this unit, it's going to be easy to get them mixed up, especially the names of them. I don't want you to worry as much about the names of them because I even get those mixed up. But just knowing what to do when you see certain situations with problems to solve. So in the power of powers property, notice that we have that word power twice, which we know that power means an exponent. So, hold on, let me switch to the highlighter. Okay, so we've got power and power. So basically, when you have an exponent and another exponent, a power raised to a power. So if you look at this first example, inside the parentheses, we have the base number of 4, and it's being raised to the 6th power. And then the parentheses is closed, and you see there is another exponent on the outside of the parentheses. So it's 4 to the 6th power raised to the 3rd power. When you have a scenario like that, and the exponents are separated by parentheses, the rule is that you're going to multiply them. So 4 to the 6th power raised to the 3rd power is basically just 4 and to the power of 6 times 3. So I'm going to multiply the 6 times the 3. And I get 4 to the 18th power. So when you have a power raised to a power, and when it's a power of a power like this one, and it's separated with a parentheses, you're going to multiply the exponents. So that's an example with numbers. Let's now do an example with with variables. So when you have a to the power of m, and it's on the outside of the parentheses being raised to the nth power, we're going to multiply those exponents. M times n. And since we can't really simplify that, we don't have numbers, we're just going to leave it as a to the m times n power. Okay, here's an example with numbers and variables. 5 to the power of x, and on the outside of the parentheses, it's being raised to the y power. It's just going to be 5 to the power of x times y, and that's it. Let's do some more examples together. I'm going to keep going on this same video. So our learning target is I will be able to understand and be able to use the power of powers property. And notice I have the word of here, but I've also seen it power to powers property with the word to in the middle of them, but it's the same thing. Okay, so if we look at this first example, 4 to the 4th power, and then it's raised to the 3rd power, and that exponent of 3 is on the outside of the parentheses. So I'm going to multiply those exponents together. So I get 4 to the 12th power. Same thing with number 5. The y is being raised to the 2nd power, and then I have an exponent of 4 on the outside of the parentheses. I'm going to multiply my exponents together. 2 times 4, and I get y to the 8th power. On number 6, I am raising a negative 4 to the 3rd power, and then on the outside of the parentheses, it's everything inside is being raised to the 2nd power. So I'm going to do negative 4 to the power of 3 times 2. So it's negative 4 to the 6th power.